Everyone clap. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, wow, incredible. Good job.
That was my ass, actually. Welcome back to Tired of Regular Stupid People podcast, episode 4. Zach, what's up?
How it goes.
And then Nick.
I am host.
We got Nick here.
I like men.
Last podcast, in the middle of it, I said we had a special announcement, and that was Nick coming on as our third host. So yeah, that's what this is today. We're going to try a podcast with 3 people. We've never done this.
Well, you know, I took special classes in school, and I'm feeling like a special guy here. So, you know, I'm feeling very welcomed and comforted. So I appreciate it.
All the podcast classes we took. So before we started, I started recording just now. You were talking about Dr.Disrespect throwing a little hissy fit about Starfield.
He got mad at pronouns because, well, of course, Starfield has it, and they're woke. Bethesda has become woke, you know, so we really need to show these liberals that we won't stand for the he/him or whatever it may be, you know, and Dr. Disrespect, he's on the front line, taking that battle directly to, you know, the White House, to Senate, to the other parts of the government or whatever, you know, his local mayor. He's showing him that wokeism is not important and that we need to cut it out in our video games.
Didn't he, like, cheat on his wife?
He did cheat on his wife, but listen, otherwise,
it had nothing to do with pronouns.
Yeah, exactly. Otherwise, he's a good Christian boy, and, you know...
Except for when he's fucking his fans at TwitchCon.
Except for that.
Have you heard about Ishowspeed at all? Like the Ishow's meat situation?
Oh, God, yes.
Did you watch the video?
Yeah, so I was on Reddit, and I saw that shit, and somebody posted a clip of that, and I didn't expect it.
Oh, I saw it. They were just
like, what the fuck is wrong with this man? And then there's just a fucking larger than normal cock in my face, and I'm like, I don't like this.
Wait. So since you're here now, I asked Zach on episode 1 or 2, I think it was episode 2, I said, rate his cock, 1 through 10, and he was being weird about it. I said 8, I said 7 or 8, I can't remember, but then I switched it to a 2 because I felt insecure. So, what would you say?
I will say, from an outsider's perspective, he's got a large cock. If I was a woman, or if I liked cock, that'd be a cool cock, but I'm not particularly fond of large penises, you know, that's not exactly my forte.
Okay.
But I'd have to give it, you know, unbiased, I'd give it a 7 or 8.
Okay, yeah. See, that's fair. That's around where I gave it. I think that's a fair rating for it.
Well, and it's important to keep in mind that we didn't see the full picture. It was only a brief second we did see it.
Zach compared it to an elephant trunk.
It is an elephant trunk.
Very close to an elephant trunk.
Yeah, so if he moved on its own.
Yeah, I don't know if you can get, you know, Ishowspeed on the podcast if you want to talk to him about, see if maybe he could send us some pictures so we could rate it fairly.
I would love to see a full soft and hard cock pic just to rate it fairly. I think a 7 might not be fair, like you're saying, with the lighting and just it being abrupt.
Yeah, that's like a way to like put it to bed. It's like for him to like.
Zach framed this in a really smart way for me. He was like, if you really think about it, like the whole situation, he got hard from Chica from Five Nights at Freddy's. He's like, he's bricked up.
That's, you know, Uphead bricked up in that plane. You know, it's a very strange thing for him to get hard at that. But we also have to
keep in mind... That's why it even came out. He was sitting there thrusting towards Chica.
Yeah! Oh, Chica, I miss you! I'm about to fuck you, Chica! Oh, shit, his dick up in you, baby!
Fuck, dude. But listen, it's important to keep in mind that many people have many different fetishes, okay? And we're not going to shame...
Yeah, we're not going to shame anyone.
He likes his things. I'm not going to shame him. You know, James likes his things. I think, you know, it's probably pretty weird shit.
Coming out here to pick up a cupcake.
Pick up a cupcake, of course. But the Ishowspeed thing, he is 18, right?
I think.
Oh yeah,
he's
19. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe actually, you know what? You're right. He turned 18 last February, so I think he might be just
he hit that
19
deadline real close.
Yeah, dude.
All right.
It would have been a whole different situation if Ishowspeed's cock would have been exposed at 17 years old.
I'm going to jail!
I think he signed a kick, like right after that. Like he was like, you know what?
Really?
Yeah, I think he got a kick deal from it. He's like, yo, fuck this, I'm out.
I've never even actually been on Kick.
I have,
is it?
But it's not very good. I mean, it's if like
this is a Twitch one.
Yeah,
I'm here now.
It's not great.
Who's a little bit like a stray of topic, but did you see the thing where Aiden Ross and Ishowspeed were hanging with an LE Chopper or something like that, and he was trying to get him to do a Crip handshake.
What the fuck is that? Are you doing like a spell? That's Naruto. It's Naruto?
You know how to do that too?
And Speed would like straight up stopped Aiden from doing it, and they all started laughing at Aiden.
I don't actually know who that is, Aiden Ross.
He's like a douche tuber, kind of like Rice and shit, like flexing and like Rolex on my wrist. I'm famous. I'm fuck me, like type shit. That's the honest answer to what his content is kind of for. It's like he plays dumb and like has rappers around him and like makes sus jokes and shit. Like, what if I fucked you? And the rapper's like, dude, come on, man, that's sus, man, come on. Aiden's like, chat, W. Guys, what if I sucked his dick? And then chat's like, W. Aiden Pog, Aiden W. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit?
Fucking damn it, dude. Listen, the only context I've seen that man in is with Andrew Tate, or what's his brother's name?
Tristan.
Billy Tate. Okay, yeah.
Billy Tate.
The only context I've seen him in, so of course, I know he's a douchebag, but, the whole speaking to chat like that, that I think that really sealed the deal.
Oh, yeah.
I despise people like that.
Ayo, chat.
Ayo, chat. Yeah. Drop a pog down below, guys.
1, if I should end stream. 2, if I should interview a porn star.
Yeah.
Let me know.
But yeah, no, this Aiden Ross guy's definitely gay. He's just not quite come to grips with it yet. I can speak from experience, I think.
I think he's fucked men.
Well, he wants to, I think, and he wants to fuck
Lil
a rapper
in his butt.
What if Aiden Ross puts on the Chica costume for Speed?
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, dude. I'd pay good money for that. And I don't even like either of those people.
I just sit back and I'm like, to have a big cock, millions of viewers, money in the bank, Ronaldo
it's a dream.
Is your friend.
For sure.
It's a dream. I mean, you're playing Five Nights at Freddy's with your cock out. But, like, also we framed it in such a way that's, like, think about it. The only people that watch Five Nights at Freddy's content are children. So he, like, showed his dick off to essentially, like,
a bunch of children.
19,000 children or however, like, 60,000, however many he had at the time. I don't know how you move forward from doing that. You know what I mean?
He's just made every pedophile in the world jealous with the amount of children that's seen his penis.
Fuck! The ultimate Flash.
46,000.
Yeah. EDP is rolling in his fucking grave, his pedophile grave. He's not dead yet, but
do you see he tries to come back to like various platforms every couple months? Like he'll just make a new YouTube account. Yeah, like he has a little cult fan base of some like ghoul people on the internet that still support him for some reason, and like he'll come out of the woodwork and like be on a TikTok fucking channel and be like, "What's up, guys? Oh, here's my shit." Like, what the fuck, dude? But then obviously they ban him pretty much every time he...
Yeah, I would hope so.
Yeah, every time he can get some type of
Chris
fan
Chan
base.
blacklisted?
No,
he's trying.
Chris Chan, they dropped all the charges.
Wait, is he still doing that shit, like, online?
I'm assuming from, like, the whole thing being dropped, like, there wouldn't be restriction to the internet just because it's, like, literally all charges were dropped. He probably will end up back on the internet. I've seen, like, people are friends with him on, like, Switch, and they've, like, tracked, like, the games he's been playing recently, and he's played, like, all of the Pokemon games. I'm like, what the fuck?
Shit.
Who? Chris Chan or EDP?
Chris
Chan.
Oh, Chris Chan. Oh,
yeah,
God.
They dropped all the charges for the incest.
Dude, you just gave me flashbacks to what I've heard about that motherfucker.
Did you not know that? They dropped the charges recently for the incest?
I did not know they...
Yeah, he's completely free. Like, no charges whatsoever. It's because of him being so fucked in the head. Well, it's not because of also that. Obviously, Isabel Janke was kind of manipulating him in that situation, but also like you gotta factor in he is like a special kind of person. Right. Yeah, I literally thinks that he made Pikachu and Sonic into a like morph character, and it's original and like it's gonna do well. You know what I mean? Sonichu or whatever. He thinks that's like gold.
Yes. Well, listen, it might as well be. We're getting very close to it actually being gold.
That's true, actually. Yeah, the longer time goes on. Yeah.
But, like, holy shit. You find, like, his, like, original necklace for, like, 50,000 on eBay.
God damn.
It's a fucking papier-mâché piece of shit. If you buy that.
Yeah, it's like pipe cleaners and shit.
If I was rich, I'd buy it.
I would, too.
I'd put it in a museum. I think I'd give it to the Smithsonian.
I would buy a fucking homunculus or like the original poop knife or something, like something gangster like that, some urban legend shit.
Yeah. No, I get exactly what you're saying.
That's up there with like Bigfoot and like cryptids to me, like getting an urban legend. Like, I want the camera that took the picture of that ugly bitch they made into Jeff the Killer or whatever with Photoshop. Like, I want that type of shit, dude. Yeah, I want the knife those two little girls used to stab their friend for Slenderman. I want that.
Oh yeah, dude.
I need that. On that subject of the two little girls that stabbed their friend, I said that as fucked up, but like that little girl was such a fucking champion for taking that and surviving, dude. She got stabbed 19 times or something, and then ended up crawling away and living. That's badass.
I thought you were about to say that girl was honestly such a bitch, though.
No, bro, they would have had to have like came to me. Like you would have had to have walked over to my body and picked me up. I'm not crawling after I get stabbed. Like fuck that. That's awesome.
I ran away.
Those two little girls were planning on hiking, like basically on foot hiking, like 500 miles to this mansion in the woods that was apparently Slenderman's like meeting place where they'd be like the creepypasta servants to all of these people, and they made it like 2 miles on foot in half an hour. And like in the interview, the little girl's like, I'm not asking to be rude or anything, but like, how far did we make it? And she's like, not very far. I'm like, god damn, that's brutal. Fucking brutal.
Oh shit.
She just decided to like stab her after 2 miles.
Yeah.
What?
Didn't she get
No,
stabbed?
that was their escape plan. Like, the two girls stabbed their friend in the woods after, like, a sleepover, and then the two girls that stabbed the one girl, there was 3 girls originally, and the 2 girls stabbed her in the woods and tried to, like, leave to, like, 500 miles away to Slenderman's mansion to be, like, that was their thing, like, we sacrifice a friend or whatever to Slenderman, and then we can be his servants in the afterlife. So they were expecting to make it to this little mansion and get taken to the creepypasta realm or whatever. And in reality, they end up getting fucking sent to like a psych ward. You know what's crazy about it though? The one girl, not the girl with the glasses, the other girl is free.
Oh, really?
One of the girls that did do the attack is free, and it's fucking scary to think about that. Like, wow,
he's been sitting there planning it for years.
Yeah, scary shit.
I mean, you know, I'm not too scared. I could fucking kick a young child into outer space for sure, but you know,
you gotta think, how old are they now? Like, when did that happen?
That's true. I mean, I could still beat the shit out of
he'd probably break that little bitch's neck. Fuck that whore, dude. She'd get demolished.
Fucking like collapse its head.
Well, she's ugly as shit too, so there's not like a threat of her like seducing a man and becoming like a widow killer or something. She's fucking hit, man. So she's probably gonna be a cat lady for the rest of her life and die off that way. So she probably has mold under her fucking titties. That's the vibe I get for real. That bitch just looks dusty as fuck.
Dusty as fuck.
Yeah,
I mean, I get the vibe too. When you know, stab a fucking classmate or whatever like that.
They invited her over as a sleepover. How fucked up is that? Like, she's like in her head thinking these are my friends, and then you get stabbed. Bro, what the fuck is that? You know? Bro, I'm telling y'all, if I went to a sleepover and someone stabbed me, bro, we're not friends.
Yeah, it's over.
We're not friends anymore.
Well, I'm not coming back over. I'm telling
my mom you're not coming to my Fortnite birthday party, fucker.
I'll tell my mom. She'll call the fucking school, and the school will tell your mom, dude. So get fucked.
Fuck. I shouldn't have stabbed you. Circling back, bro, from the whole fucking Kid Cudi ass sore subject about people dying or getting stabbed. Thinking about Dr.Disrespect holding it up for the right-wing community, man. It's so crazy to think that he's gonna die on the hill of pronouns in Starfield.
Yeah, I mean,
I think that's hilarious, low key, especially for him. Like you said, he's not like he holds up those good Christian Christian values when it works for him, when it's convenient.
Oh, of
but
course,
then it's okay to fuck a Twitch viewer when he's his dick is hard.
Yeah, you know, disrespect his wife like that.
You obviously you're would you say you're part of the LGBTQ plus, or is like no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what would you say your stance on the whole thing is with pronouns being added to Starfield? Like, without just saying like I don't give a fuck or something like that. Like, what would you actually say your stance is?
My opinion on the Starfield thing is that it's literally a small box you choose when you're doing your character creation. It's like literally 3 seconds. You go, yeah, I'm a guy. Boom, just like that. So for them to get all fucking offended over it is really just absurd. And it shows that it doesn't matter how small or fucking infinitesimal it is. If it shows anything related to the gay movement, minorities, Democrats, it's the end of the world. It's just the fact that, you know, they spout on about cancel culture and shit like that. But when a game has that, immediately it's boycott it and don't even give them any attention. So it's a bit hypocritical to me, and I do get that sometimes the LGBTQ can go too far. There's a lot of people that believe there's so many different genders. I don't necessarily believe that, but everybody on both sides is going too far. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I think like you're saying, if it's just an option to make people feel included, I don't think that's a problem. To like, why would it piss you off if you can still select you want to be a male? Like,
and I mean, just the whole idea of people thinking that these pronouns are these new things when it's been a part of vernacular since humans have been around. I mean, ever since you've been born, you've been called a he or a she, and I've used people in context of they and them before all this pronoun, people getting mad about pronouns. When you're just like, oh yeah, they're going to the store. Boom, you just used a fucking non-gendered pronoun. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, it's only a big deal because they were like being told to do it, and then it's like, I don't want to. You don't fucking tell me what to do. I'm not putting a mask on. Fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm not fucking vaccine my ass. Like type shit.
The whole right-wing movement has changed from fundamental Christian ideals and financial stability or whatever to it's just a reactionary, like, they just get mad at whatever they get mad at in the moment. There's no thought behind it. It's just, oh, it's woke, so I don't like it. It's a little bit embarrassing that, you get so offended over, shit like that. Like, you get so offended over a beer can that you're going to try and boycott a company which, let's be real, owns 30% of the beer on the market.
That was the most clown shit ever, yeah. People who had the most sensitive egos over the fucking beer thing. Budweiser, or what was it? It was a Budweiser? No, it was Bud Light. Yeah, Bud Light. Yeah. That shit is so like cornball. Like, why the fuck do y'all care? Don't drink the beer if you really care. And if it matters that much what's on the side of the beer, you really have a fucking, like, super fragile, like, masculine ego to where you might be gay. Like, I genuinely could think you're gay. Why are you so sensitive about a beer can?
Rock like boycotted it.
Yeah, Kid Rock might suck dick. I'm genuinely serious. Clown. Yeah, I can't remember who I was talking to about this. It might have been Xavier or something, my cousin. But I was bringing up the statistics on, transgendered people and gay people in general on the suicide rates. I'm like, it is significantly higher than any minority, than anything you can think of. It's sad. It really is. And like, so if a movie comes out that makes them people feel better, I wouldn't take that as like this is a shot at straight people.
Yeah, because you don't have to watch it. You really, really don't. There's going to be a million other movies where it's about straight people. I mean, the fact they're calling the Barbie movie woke when Barbie has fucking been around in America for so long. But and that's another thing about the whole getting mad about trans people is trans people, gay people, people in between have been around since fucking time began. Like, there's a Roman emperor named Elagabalus. He was trans. Well, I guess they preferred people call them she. And it was a fucking Roman emperor, the top of the field, the highest position you could possibly get back then. And they were trans. And then there was another Roman emperor. This one's a bit more fucked, but his wife died. And so he told his people to gather every woman that could possibly look like her. Couldn't find any woman that looked like her, so he found a man that looked like her. Cut his dick off, and then threw a lavish wedding.
That's kind of sad though. That's trying to find someone that like looks like his wife. That's sad.
Yeah.
It's like, aw, like damn, man.
It's just gay people have been around for a long time. Gay people were in Greece, Rome, probably Egypt, probably fucking China. It's not anything new, and the fact that people act like it is the end of the world is really dumb, and especially when the birth rates are far too high to begin with.
The thing I always like hear is like, okay, so like if I talk to somebody about this, they'll be like, I agree with you, trans people are fine, right? But what about the kids?
No one's putting their kid into the fucking BDSM gear, and if they are, they're a shitty parent.
And that's not because they're gay. Yeah, that is an individual problem. You as a human being are retarded, not because you're gay, because you're a dumbass as a human being. You probably take a lot of things too far. You're probably an extremist in a lot of ways. If you got into fucking skydiving, you'd probably try to go full out at it and be a weirdo with it. Do it naked or something. It's like, it's an individual. It's a lot like the Black Lives Matter thing, where it's like, Black lives does matter right now, and that's the point we're trying to get across because it hasn't been valued for a long time, and white people are like, all lives matter, and it's like, but you saying that is a protest to our protest.
Well, and that's another thing about the Black Lives Matter is like, black people are saying Black Lives Matter. Yes, it's true, and it's also true that all lives matter. But at no point was anybody saying
two
Black
things can
Lives
be
Matter
true at once.
worth exactly.
Yeah.
Nobody was saying Black Lives Matter Black lives are worth more than white lives. Nobody said that, and if they did, again, they're a shitty person. It's not because they're black or because they are part of the BLM
using
movement
that
or whatever.
community to like advance their own personal message against people. Like,
no, people were protesting Burning Man. I've seen people. They block. I'm sure you've seen it. Protesters will block a highway or a road or whatever. That's not going to do shit in the slightest, unless you're blocking the fucking main road into Beverly Hills. That's not doing anything.
Exactly.
It's only pissing off people who could possibly support your cause, but now since you're blocking them from getting to work or for getting their kids to school, they're just going to be pissed off at you, and that's going to lessen your impact even more and more and more.
Did you see the video of the guy like getting out of his car and literally like shoving the motherfuckers that were doing that?
Yeah.
I'm like, man, yeah, it gets to that point. You guys are
ripping him out of the street.
I mean,
we are activists.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are playing as traffic cones right now. Like, you can't do that.
When you're blocking normal points. yeah. When you're blocking normal people who have no say over it, like, you know, people who are protesting about climate change. You know, I support climate change. We need to fucking change this earth, but normal people are not going to do anything. You need to go after the fucking oil executives, the rich controlling the banking systems.
Right. You standing in the road blocking your neighbor from like driving to work isn't gonna like make the fucking climate change like reverse it or something or make it better or like deliver any type of message. Yeah, everyone's just gonna be like, this fucking guy's nuts. He's insane. Why is he on our road right now? Like, god damn it.
Did you see the one where all of them like chained themselves to like I think they were like processing chickens and like it started moving on them and like, they were like their necks were stuck in it?
If you do that type of shit, it should be like you're blocking the roadway. You should go to jail. Like you're causing a fucking disturbance.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, it's totally different if you're in like the middle of a city and you've got hundreds, thousands of people. You're gonna be blocking roads. That's going to happen, but you know, when you're just going onto a highway just because you want to start shit, it's just so fucking dumb. You're not only putting your life at risk, you're putting tons of other people's lives at risk, and you're also diminishing your cause even further. That's another thing with the Black Lives Matter is there's a few assholes who robbed and hurt and shit like that, but humans are so good at generalizing things that, you know, you get people on the right saying that it's literally
and shit.
Yeah, it's all of BLM, it's all of Antifa causing this shit. When
you also got to think it doesn't help that the fucking news is like trying to start shit like that. They're kind of trying to like push a race war in a way. It's like they want to make it look like black people are the fucking antichrist in a lot of channels. It's like, look at all these black people robbing businesses. It's like
totally unprompted
channel. It's like, look at all these white people robbing.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it is a thing where I feel like a lot of like the major news channels are like pushing an agenda. It seems like it in a way, of course.
Have you seen that thing where like it literally shows like hundreds of newscasters saying the identical thing?
Yeah. The sharing of biased and
false news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's insane, and they're talking about the danger of
I get
that
the
happening
conspiracy
too.
behind that, but that's like kind of standard though. They all do kind of. That was also like owned by the same network. You got to think like everyone you've seen was the same network.
How, like you said, it is an agenda.
Yeah,
there's always something behind it.
Yeah, exactly. Like they'll be told to say the same thing. Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
And it's really not surprising. I mean, this shit has been going on for so long. I mean, you know, Jeff Bezos owns fucking the Washington Post. Rupert Murdoch owns Fox News, and it might be ABC. I mean, when you have individual people who can own an entire news source they
control the narrative.
You know, broadcasting to millions of people, they can absolutely control the narrative. They can just say, "Oh, don't go with that story," or you know, an event happens, and well, let's focus on this part of the event rather than the whole picture. And it's just, it's so easy to mislead people nowadays. that it's honestly astonishing the
Trump
government
called it,
hasn't
though.
stepped
Let's
in.
be honest. Trump was saying this back in like 2016, the fake news shit. He was saying that like it's going to get real hard to decipher what's
now he's
credible
in
and
jail.
what's not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's not in jail right now. He actually got bonded
He
out.
certainly did not help with.
And I'm not saying Trump is the good guy here or anything. I'm just saying he called this. It was something I heard him say early on, and I was like, wow, that's crazy. He actually was like he was aware that was something.
Y'all ever see the Channel Corridor crew?
Yeah. Like the VFX guys that do like effects and shit, special effects. They did like their own avatar.
Recently, they've been doing they do things every now and then. Like they did a video showing the dangers of deepfakes, like how advanced it could get, how easy it is, and then they did things like they showed off this one website and they fed their own voices in it because they didn't want to like get in trouble with a celebrity, but it was flawless. Like there was no choppiness or nothing. It literally sounded like a person, and they were like saying like this is a free program, like. It is
it like has
this
you read
easy
a little
to sit here
prompt
and
or whatever,
feed it.
like a little short story prompt, and it basically has you cover like most words in the English language,
like, vowels and whatnot,
vowels and all of that, like the way your mouth would move, and then like they
you can generate
all that
on your iPhone. You can get your iPhone to make an AI voice, and it's just right
Think
now.
About if we had that back in school, like I need permission from your mom, and then you just get your mom to say whatever the fuck you want, whatever you want. You know what I mean?
Well, and things aren't too bad right now, but they are going to get very, very, very bad. I mean, when you have countries like China and Russia, whose main goal in the United States is to sow disinformation and to mislead the general public about the war in Ukraine or about Trump's presidency or whatever it is.
Right, elections and shit.
Yeah, now we have AI. Things aren't too good with AI yet, but with enough time and effort, and not only that, but quantum computers are just around the fucking corner, and they're going to make that shit so much easier. It can compute it in fucking seconds, probably.
Dude, me and Zach have used ChatGPT to just create like actual scripts for videos we've released, or just like even the podcast name where this podcast is on right now. It's like that's an AI created thing. I mean, like AI is scary, like you said, when it gets to that point that it's like fucking iRobot shit, dude. It's like, whoa.
Yeah, companies are already doing the opening sequences to shows and movies with AI.
Elon talking about doing like the Neuralink shit, where you're like basically sort of like connected with technology.
Well, and the thing is
it's gonna end up being like some cyberpunk shit real quick.
I don't know if you've ever heard of Fritz Haber. He was a German chemist back before World War I, and he discovered and created fertilizer, which is responsible for the saving of billions of people's lives. But he also created Zyklon B and a bunch of the gases used in World War I and World War II.
So for viewers who don't know, what is Zyklon B? That's the one they used in the gas chambers, right?
Yeah, I believe it's a nerve agent.
The chlorine-type gas that they drop in pellet form.
Yeah, and it's
when it
so
got
fucking
wet, it would
potent
fucking
and
turn
deadly.
into a gas essentially and just gas out the entire chamber.
One man managed to cause the death of millions and millions and millions of people due to World War II, but he's also saved millions of lives with his fertilizer. And I think AI is going to be a lot similar. Maybe not saving so many lives, but it's going to start a lot of bad shit. Wars probably, and it's going to lead to a lot of misinformation. But for the average
movies why it's a bad idea.
Oh yeah, but it could also be very helpful. When you're scientists trying to solve math problems, or people trying to. There's a lot of AI creating models of proteins and fats,
like
and
security and shit.
Yeah.
Like nationwide
Let's think about the flip side of
like
it.
Having cameras that people don't have to necessarily watch. It's just AI. Like it can track if someone's got something in their fucking hand or in their bag, it can take close-up 4K pictures and recordings.
Detroit Become Human.
Fucking retina scan a dude that's walking in a subway that pushed somebody into the track or something. Retina scans his shit, and it's like, oh fuck.
There's gonna be so much bad shit that happens from AI. I mean, even if if police ever become integrated with AI, that could easily lead to people's deaths. Though
I think that it would be better than actual cops, though, because Well, think about it.
If
it's like a robotic cop, right? Like we're talking like RoboCop in a way, not obviously like the prototype version before they had RoboCop, like the robot. Obviously, it doesn't shoot the motherfucker like it did in the movie and during the pitch meeting for it, but okay, it could get attacked, right? So it's not going to just shoot somebody out of fear for its life like a lot of real police officers do.
Yeah.
It's less on the defensive. So if it was to get like hit with a bat, like a lot of cops, when a dude comes at them with a knife, a kitchen knife, they shoot him. It's just
pop,
get down,
immediately,
drop the fucking knife, and then they kill him. That robotic officer could you're gonna swipe at it with a knife, it's gonna tink, it's gonna slide right off. Then it could
tase you or whatever,
its arm, some shit.
It'll tase you. It could grab you with some strength and cuff you. Obviously, I could like see it having issues if it was like a early version, but with the right work, I could totally see that being better. Because that like 90%, I don't know if it's actual statistics, but from what I've seen just on like the body cam footage videos and shit, it seems like a lot of times when cops kill someone, it's because they're afraid for their life. Like they're just scared, you know, and they don't have the right training to, you know, de-escalate with talking and like maybe, you know, and there's situations where they make human error, like they grab their taser or their gun instead of their taser, apparently, like with the Fruitvale train station situation that happened, and that obviously wasn't a mistake. He grabbed that bitch knowing damn well what he was doing. But you would also have like no racist cops because it's all fucking computer. It's not they don't have actual racial bias into the situation. They're a computer. They're not thinking like, oh, this guy's black, like black male on foot. They're like, they scanned him. They know what fucking height he is, his weight. Like, I think that type of shit could help, but it could get to some point where it's like a robot running around fucking it malfunctioned and now it's on the fritz. That would be scary shit.
Fucking
like imagine like it's like a
little kid
hostage
jaywalking,
like holding a little kid. Like a hostage holding like someone or a dude holding a hostage, and it just decides like, okay, like it's not that bad of a casualty.
The best course of plan is just to mow down the kid too, You know, and another thing is about AI though, we were talking about the negatives, which is already happening, the misinformation. Let's be real, the average human on this earth is not smart. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They are just going with the flow. And so, you know, you think about all the old people that have been misled by Fox News or whatever it is. It's going to be so easy to trick those same people into believing whatever you want them to believe. That, you know, you do a video of Joe Biden fucking hanging out with a child in an inappropriate way. You know, just whatever it is. Look at Marjorie Taylor Greene or Lauren Boebert. Didn't that chick bring up something about Jewish space lasers or some bullshit like that? Like, that is borderline schizophrenic.
Jewish space lasers?
Yeah, you don't remember that?
No, that's fucking insane, though.
Marjorie Taylor Greene, this was in 2021, blamed a wildfire on Jewish space lasers. Holy shit. And there's a book called Jewish Space Lasers. The Rothschilds and what? Oh my god.
Oh god, the Rothschilds.
And the 200 years of conspiracy theories. Holy shit. I have never seen anti-Semitism so potent in one book. It's fucking up our society, really, because I don't know if it really is just me, but it seems like since I've grown up, society has become schizophrenic. Trump and believe the shit he was saying, or, you know, that are feeding into this shit. It just seems like it's risen since when I was younger, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it doesn't help that you've got old fucks like Mitch McConnell or Glitch McConnell who keeps fucking seizing on the
or Biden,
smoking.
Bro. Like Biden looks like he's dying. Like honestly, we need a president that's like worth it, like Obama. You know, I'm not saying Obama was a good president, but I mean he was fairly better than Trump, right? There's things I'm sure you can disagree with on Obama. Like from what I heard, this could be just like some shit I read on the internet that wasn't true, but said something about like Obama for every day of his presidency. He launched like lots of drone strikes in the something like that.
He's like the single most
every
like,
single
president,
day.
Like,
Like he tripled the military budget
strikes.
with like striking the Middle East or whatever is what I heard.
He did nothing but that pretty much.
And then his wife fucked up school
I don't know
lunches.
the exact.
Actually, Obama launched 186 drone strikes in Yemen, Somalia. First 2 years, though, he launched 238.
Okay, see, that's what I was saying.
That's
probably
bullshit.
Some bullshit I read off the internet.
Stopping boots on grounds with the drone strikes, but the thing is like the biggest controversy I personally remember when Obama was president, that, you know, the other side of the government was ridiculing about was that tan suit. Do you remember the fucking tan suit?
No.
So
no.
No, dude, you gotta Google it. I remember Fox News had a clip on it talking about the fucking tan suit Obama wore instead of a black suit. People get mad at such little petty things now, and we haven't had a good president in a long time, if ever.
Since Kennedy.
You know,
let's give Mitt Romney a chance.
And then Kennedy was part of a rich, privileged family who held extraordinary amounts of power in the United States.
He was for the people.
But it's just... Yeah, was he?
Nothing bad ever happens to the Kennedys.
They asked him, they said, "Sir, do you want us to just, like, not ride through the town?" He said, "I want the people to see me. I want to wave to them."
Yeah.
That's why he died. I mean, it's for the people, man. Trump would never do that bullshit. Guy's a fucking loser. If you could say one thing to Dr. Disrespect, what would you say? Watching this right now, what would you say to him?
Just anything at all, or in regards to
to Starfield, but you can add on your own, your thoughts.
I will say it's totally fine if you don't like different pronouns, as long as you don't cheat on your wife. I mean, that's really honest. If you cheat on anybody, you show that you're a piece of shit human, so therefore your opinion is invalid.
Doctor. Get fucked.
You're fucked, doctor. He's not a real doctor.
Get him out of here. He's not the 2 champ, #1 fucking fake mustache, fake gear, fake hair. His hair's not even fucking long, dude.
Looks like a cop.
Yeah, he does look like it looks like a cop from, like, Miami Vice or some shit. Like, it looks like his mustache smells like pussy, like really dirty pussy, yeah.
Pussy
from
and
the Twitch viewers. Yeah, Twitch viewer pussy. Keep it on my stash to remind myself not to cheat on my wife. Gotta humble myself and smell my upper lip every now and again.
Yeah.
So if you guys could kill one president.
Yeah, like just go back in time and do it?
Yeah. Like for me, it would probably be Trump. That'd be fun to kill him because he's so hated. I'd be really famous for that. You know?
Yeah.
Like I'd be really famous for that. I'd be invited to every cookout.
I don't like Nixon. I might kill Nixon.
Nixon was a dickhead, dude.
Yeah,
he just came off arrogant. Yeah.
And do you know what Watergate was about?
No.
As far as I'm aware, it's just he was giving a lot of power and sway to his buddies, like just non-governmental people. He was just letting them do whatever they want, shit like that. So it showed that the executive branch of the United States government is not, obviously everybody knew it was not incorruptible, but it really just showed that the presidents don't have the ideal, they don't have it out for the Americans. They don't care about the average people. It's just about power, fame, and wealth. And I think Nixon highlighted that really well. Johnson was also a scumbag. You ever heard the clip of Johnson talking to his tailor about his pants?
No.
Another thing, the crotch down where your nuts hang is always a little too tight because they cut me. They're just like riding a wire fence. These are an inch from where the zipper ends round under my back to my bunghole. All right.
Oh God, you've got to watch it, dude. He's talking about. He's like, I gotta get a couple inches up near my bunghole and shit like that. And he's burping the whole time. And he would also make
Sanchez.
He would make his staffers come with him while he was taking a shit in the bathroom in the stall. And they'd be like, "Oh, I'll leave you alone for a few minutes," and be like, "No, come in here." And it's like, what the fuck, dude?
Come so
that's commendable. I think that's funny, and I like that. But there's never really been too many good presidents. Like George Washington. I do like him despite his slave ownage of the United States.
You can overlook slave owning.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, that was normal back then.
Oh, that's
What the fuck did you just say?
Never mind.
Let him cook.
Let him cook. But Washington, as far as I'm aware, I don't know too much. I'm not a historian, but he was not totally on board with the idea of slaves. He still had them. But if you were in power back then, that was to be expected. Who's the most attractive president?
Oh, Abe Lincoln. No,
Hillary
Kennedy.
Clinton.
Kennedy.
No, Kennedy looked like hit. Both him and Jackie looked like they ate sheet metal.
No, Kennedy was pretty. I mean, he was like a handsome guy.
John
Like what he was
Kennedy
known
was
for,
pretty
right?
handsome.
It was like, his butthole was pink.
No, both of them look like they eat sheet metal for breakfast.
Well, yeah, but like, you
Fucking
could say that
nailed.
about like every president besides like the past 20 years, I guess, because like Abe Lincoln, didn't he have like that might be a myth, but I heard he had like slaves' teeth they turned into dentures, right?
Oh, it was wood. Yeah.
But like they used teeth from slaves to make like dentures.
Abe? No, he was the one who freed the
from
slaves.
George
and all that.
Washington. You don't.
I might be right.
Oh, Abe Lincoln freed the slaves.
Yeah.
You know he had slaves though, right?
It was his wife.
Like he had slaves and he also raped them and he fucking like he did that probably for power and like money. It's the same thing. I don't think he wanted to sign that.
You don't think?
He didn't. He did not want to sign it. No, he only signed it because that, as far as I'm aware, please don't take my words, as truth.
Yeah, we're no historians.
I'm taking it because this is what I've heard as well. Is like a very similar thing about him not really like wanting to sign it. It was more of a power play.
Yeah, as far as I'm aware,
Wilkes
he did
kill
it
him?
because he liked it too. He liked slavery.
Yeah, and he
the thing
like
about Wilkes is
yeah.
Oh yeah,
he
Wilkes
hated,
that I
he
find
didn't take
funny
his hat during the play.
It was too tall.
that's kind of like John Wilkes Booth killing Lincoln. It's kind of the equivalent of like Alec Baldwin killing Trump or Biden. He was a famous actor back then. Booth was a famous actor, and he killed Lincoln in the theater that he played at a lot, or that
It wasn't an accident, though.
Oh no, it was not by no means an accident. You know what? It really is an accident though. Was Lincoln employing the guy for security? He had one guy for security, and in the middle of the show, the guy's like, "I want to get a better view of the show. I'm just gonna go fuck off and leave the president of the United States unguarded here."
You'll ever see the ridiculous?
You're fired, man. You're fucking fired. You're never getting hired as security again.
You remember that?
Unemployable.
Yeah. In that Ridiculous 6 movie, one of the characters was Lincoln's guard, and like literally in the movie, he's like, "I gotta go take a wicked shit."
Yeah.
Mr. President, say I'm gonna go hit the little boys room.
Are you shitting me?
Where's the president's box?
John Wilkes Booth, the actor?
Yeah.
No way, man. Last door on the left.
Thank you.
Like that's like the white person version of history, though. Like, like Abe Lincoln was such a good guy. He freed the slaves.
Yeah.
The pyramids, all that. Fucking white people built those. The Thanksgiving, like we just came over and had a peaceful meeting with them and shook hands and like we shared the land together. They basically signed it over to us. That's like what I learned in school until I was a lot older. And
the Indians,
we came over and gave them like
gave us a buffet
diseases and raped the women and killed them. And, I'm like,
I grew up in Enid, Oklahoma, in almost the fucking middle of America, and I remember my school lessons. They would show us a paper grid, a grid on paper, and it was of like a map, and it was little square plots of land. One would be near a lake, one is along a river or near trees, and then they would put us out into a field, and they would lay out a giant square in the field, and we would have to run to the plot of land we wanted so we'd get the best one, because it's nearest water, and it's got trees, and it's got food. And I remember thinking, yes, this is really cool. I can't believe this happened in America. And then, as you grow up, you realize, oh, they weren't doing that. They were running to their plots of land, but they were also massacring Indians. Yeah, they were massacring people, bringing disease, rape, famine, and it's really fucked, that we're not taught that shit in school when it is literally the history of where we are standing.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like the very like systematic white way to teach like people like, no, we didn't really do anything that wrong, guys. We were pretty chill. And then you come to find out like it was the worst version of history. It's like,
oh yeah,
whoa.
Like Japan still hasn't apologized for the shit they did in World War II, and they don't teach their kids about it. They don't acknowledge it, and they did shit just almost as bad as the Germans, in my opinion.
They like sold it off as like
country's history
like they
book.
used it as like didn't they cut a deal with the Germans or the
they
I can't
did.
remember.
Well,
it was like we'll let you guys
Americans
get away with a lot of the shit you did, but we're gonna use
if
what you've learned. Yeah, we want the knowledge of what you've learned during your experiments and like torturing people and all that.
Same thing happened with German scientists. I mean, they helped create the nuke because they go, okay, well, we won't charge you with all the atrocities you've committed if you come work for us. That's what it was.
That's so fucked up.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like I've heard the argument. It's like the amount of people killed off from the Japanese doing that compared to like the amount of people saved with the medicine and like the scientific research and all that is like it's hard to. But it's also like you can't really value someone's life over another. It's hard to I think it's a pretty fucked up situation.
I want to ask you, since the Oppenheimer movie came out, what's your opinion on the nuking? Do you think it was justified?
I would say, well, so from my understanding of it, and this is Hiroshima, right? Or is this Nagasaki?
It was both.
Okay, so both. So from my understanding of why we reacted that way was, and this might be the white boy history that they taught us in school, right? Was because they did Pearl Harbor.
Yeah.
Correct? Was that fair to say? It was a lot of attacks like that, like on American soil and shit. So this was like a response of like, if you're gonna come over here, we're gonna teach you guys a fucking huge lesson, essentially, right? And we're gonna drop a nuke, which is like the world ain't even seen nothing like that before. We're gonna drop a fucking nuke on you guys, and it killed like a lot of people,
200,000 people, I believe.
Significant, like people that weren't even in the fucking battle, like civilians living in their fucking homes and shit.
Mm-hmm. So, from my understanding of it, as World War II was kicking off, Americans didn't really give a shit because it's on the other side of the world. But Pearl Harbor is what kicked it off. That's when America realized we have to get involved, or else it's going to become detrimental to us.
That's what my understanding was too. Well, Pearl Harbor was the significant factor that was like the straw that broke the camel's back type shit for the Americans. So, I would say justified, no, but like, I think the reaction was strong, but it kind of like set it off as like we're kind of unfuckwittable. Like it's gonna set like the next couple generations of like, if you fuck with us, this is what we're capable of. But I also think that is a really crazy like if that would have happened to us, we'd still be talking like 9/11 type shit. Only killed like 2,000-3,000 people. Imagine if 200,000 people were attacked on a fucking by a nuke that they dropped by the Middle East. It's like, we would be sitting here to this day, never forget.
Chernobyl for Russia.
Yeah, like there's still spots that are fucking radiated there, man. It's like, god damn.
The thing about the nukes is, in my opinion, it was justified because by the time we had nuked them, Germany had, as far as I'm aware, had already given up, or they were about to. And so all that was left was basically Japan. That was the next big player. Italy had switched to our side of the war fucking halfway through. So there was two things America was going to do. It was either the nukes, or they were going to do what was called Operation Freefall or Downfall. I can't remember. And essentially they would have invaded Japan with boots on the soil, boots on ground,
would have looked
which
like,
would have caused
like
millions and millions of
I'm
deaths.
imagining it looking like the movie Red Dawn, like the original, with like Russian paratroopers like literally like everywhere falling out of the sky kind of thing. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so instead of that, they did two nukes, which showed Japan, don't fucking do this anymore. You know, the Emperor wasn't really told a lot about what was happening in the war. He didn't know what was going on. It was just the generals. So in my opinion, it was justified because millions and millions of people would have died if that was not the alternative.
Right.
And Japan's our ally now. I mean,
we like reset their whole culture. We pushed them into like anime and shit, man. Like they got
have you ever heard of the firebombing of Tokyo?
No.
In World War II, no. In World War II, I think it was the Allied forces, so America and you know, the UK and stuff. We basically firebombed Tokyo, which at that point, almost every single house in Tokyo was wooden. I can't remember how many people died. Oh yeah.
Oh no, I heard about this. Yeah,
that's bad, dude. If every house is wooden, it's fucking firebombing. They knew what they were doing.
Napalming. Yeah.
So,
yeah, dude, fuck.
I mean, the thing, over 97,000 people died, 125,000 wounded. So, the thing about war is, that's what it does. It just kills people indiscriminately, en masse.
There's never really a winner.
Never
like,
a winner.
Obviously, but like, you know, at what cost?
Yeah. War never changes yet.
Yeah.
So, it's just like, I don't know, I have a different opinion on war. So, I think it was justified because of that, and bad shit is always,
on the winning
side.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if they thought it was justified and it had to happen, man, fuck it. Speaking of war and shit, what do you think about like the whole Russian-Ukraine debacle? I guess it's not fair to say debacle, but it was situation.
Yeah, debacle.
Yeah, like it's
what's up with the tomfoolery going on there? Yeah,
like it's like a fucking, it's like a little argument. Yeah, the whole event, I guess, situation.
If I was in good shape and I had served in the military, I think I would be in Ukraine right now. I don't like the fucking Russian government. I don't necessarily even like Russian citizens. My opinion of it is that I think all the aid we're giving to them is good.
I just want to say right now, we share the same opinion. If you go watch my Modern Warfare, I just played no Russian. I said some shit in there. I was like, it's okay, guys, because they're actually lower than something like, I said some weird shit, something that probably shouldn't have been added.
Yeah.
I was like, they're lower than human, guys. It's okay. They're subhuman. We're fine.
Yeah.
It's true though. I'm not even trying to be mean. Russians are fucking like animals. I mean, that's just hey.
I mean,
if you're a Russian viewer of this podcast, I'm not talking about you, but like, yeah.
Chances are, if there's a Russian viewer watching this podcast, they are not in Russia, you know. So it's
they're in the front
one
lines.
Russian that we have to save is Crazy Russian Hacker.
Yes.
That's the only one
I don't think we need any of them. I think they can just have all of them. I don't want any Russians. They're pretty fucked.
Russian women do get quite attractive. I'll be real, but
that's true.
So you know, Svetlana,
Rasputin.
But you know, I've seen a lot of people saying we're giving billions of dollars to Ukraine when that's just not the case. We're saving money on this shit, really, because we're giving them old military equipment meant for killing Russians. That's what all this shit was meant for. We're giving it directly to them. And it's been shit that's been sitting in a warehouse since the 60s. You know, it's not being used anytime soon. It hasn't been used in a long time. So we're saving money on the cost of storing it, the cost of maintenance, and the cost of using it. And also, in the end, once Ukraine is over with this war, they're going to be our best buddies, obviously.
Well, haven't they been our ally in a way?
Yeah, I thought they haven't.
Well, not like best buddies, like you said, but like sort of, kind of cool, or no?
After the Berlin Wall fell and the CCP, or not CCP, the fucking Soviet Union, after that was dissolved, Ukraine became independent. They did have like a dictator for a little while in the 90s, early 2000s, I believe. But ever since Zelensky, which is the most recent president, I'm sure you guys know who he is.
Yeah, I've seen him. He wears like very casual clothes in his like interviews and press conferences. That's like people call him out for it, kind of like the Obama tan suit.
The thing is, he's in the middle of a war.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't he like he fights in that shit, don't he? Like he's like in the fucking like in combat.
He's been on the front lines. Yeah. And another thing about Zelensky is that motherfucker was an actor. People elected him as a joke. He was a comedian, and the war started and he stepped up, and he's done a very good job in my opinion. Like,
I didn't know
it might sound pretty gay of me to say, but like, if I ever did fight for one leader, or how there's the kings had the King's Guard and shit, and they're super loyal. I think Zelensky would be one of them. In my opinion, he's a very down to earth guy. He's not getting dressed up and shit. He's not hiding in some bunker deep in the fucking Ural Mountains like Putin is.
Right.
You know, he's a commendable guy.
So it's fair to say you think obviously Ukraine's going to pull out and end up winning, right?
I hope they do for sure.
They have been winning, right?
Oh yeah, they've been doing very good, and now we're giving them F-16s. They're going to get those Abrams tanks soon. So they're fucking doing good.
The U.S. is not involved because obviously, like you said, they are like not funding them, but giving them equipment from like you said, the 60s and shit. Why don't they step in? Is it because they don't want the problems with Russia? Like it just
Russia has
issues.
Nukes. Yeah,
but
it's just too dangerous. Yeah, but it's just too dangerous.
Yeah, but
more nuked out, right?
Throwing nukes at
Who's
each
more
other.
nuked out? Would you say?
I think Russia technically has more nukes, but we have more advanced nukes.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're probably ass. They're like Korean nukes.
Yeah, we're. I mean, because when you have a nuclear bomb, it has to be maintained and changed out every single year, or else it will start to degrade.
So, a nuclear bomb, for people that don't know, you probably know a lot about this. Is it? Can you describe what it is? From my like basic knowledge, it's like splitting an atom, right, or something.
Yeah.
Splitting an atom into like a molecule or something.
Exactly what it is.
Like
well, so a rudimentary nuclear bomb, the first one's made. It's basically a charge, or it's a mass of radioactive material, and it's surrounded by walls of beryllium.
Ooh.
And then there's another explosive on the outside of it. So when that explosive goes off, it causes some of the atoms in the radioactive chamber to start knocking it off each other, which normally, you get one particle that knocks off another. It's not going to be deadly at all. But there are literally quintillions of atoms in this small charge. So they just start bouncing off each other and each other and each other, and it's a chain reaction that keeps going and keeps going until it literally gets hotter than the core of the sun.
Holy shit.
And then all that energy has to go somewhere, so it explodes outward.
Wow.
Obviously, there's like hydrogen bombs. There's going to be...
What's worse? Like, is a nuke the top tier explosive? Like,
no.
We can deploy?
As far as I'm aware, a thermonuclear or baric nuke is the strongest.
Whoa. What's that? Like a barrack nuke?
thermobaric. So there's thermobaric bombs too. It's also called a vacuum bomb.
Oh, fuck.
When they explode, as far as I'm aware, it just pulls a bunch of oxygen in. Like, it creates such a
like sucks the air out of your lungs, essentially.
Yeah.
Holy it implodes and replodes.
So it doesn't cause as much like structural damage, but it will kill anybody and anything around it because it's just a sudden shockwave of yeah. It's and the U.S. has been using thermobaric bombs. The Russians have been using it in Ukraine. It's not an uncommon thing, but
isn't there like
in terms
laws
of nukes,
to war, like the rules of warfare? Is that not? Is that like just chemical shit?
Well, the Geneva Conventions does absolutely fucking nothing. But as far as I'm aware, there's not going to be any restrictions on that because that's just advanced weaponry.
Holy shit!
Yeah, I mean the military has some fucking terrible and very strong shit.
It's scary to think about being caught in the middle of that just as like someone couldn't get out or something. It's like, fuck, man.
I mean, at least it's gonna be an instantaneous death, but
it's like I'm imagining literally like The Ring, you know, like the scene where like her soul basically gets sucked down. She's sitting there like with her she looks like a fucking dehydrated like turd or something. It's like, damn, bro, like that sucks. I could not.
You know the grenades in Battlefront 2, James, where like you throw it, it like implodes and then does a giant explosion.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's fuck shit.
No, obviously little, like not to a T, but you know.
Yeah, I mean, I can picture it. I'm picturing it literally like he said, like it's like sucking the fucking air out of everything in the radius. That's scary shit.
And another thing about war crimes. Do you know what who Raytheon is?
No.
Or Northrop Grumman? They are the big dogs of the military producers. So, Raytheon's going to make F-35s, F-22s, F-16s, F-18s. Or no, Boeing makes F-16s and 18s. Raytheon makes the most advanced missiles in the world. They make... I mean, even people like, you know, Texas Instrument, the calculators you'd have in school, they make military weapons and software. Oh, yeah,
Holy
shit.
G&E does also.
Oh, yeah, G&E.
Like, how long can you really sustain off of just calculators and shit?
Yeah, they make so much money for that shit. So... I remember Raytheon put out an ad recently saying, and it was a picture of the F-35, and it was like, there's nothing in the Geneva Conventions that say superior technology is banned or whatever. It was just, you know, they're hyping themselves up. So, but really, these jets and shit like that are so advanced. I mean, we have, hands down, the best, strongest, and most well-trained military in the entire world.
Well, is it true that because I've seen some articles and stuff on Twitter, obviously it's taken with a grain of salt, but is it true that Russians are like raping Ukrainian civilians?
I mean, obviously I don't know the full truth,
I think I was watching something or read something, and it was like piles of bodies on like the roads, and like there was blood leaking out of like the women's asses and like or anuses or whatever the more politically correct term to say that.
Yeah, the most politically correct. Yeah.
I don't want to be
rape
like
is politically correct.
Yeah. Is that true?
So, as far as I'm aware, a few months to a year after the war started, Ukraine had reclaimed a town called Bucha, and they found mass graves there. They found women that had been raped. They found just dead bodies strewn everywhere, being shot from their back.
That's fucked
it was just... It was a horrible war zone.
Jesus
so,
Christ.
Is rape happening? Most assuredly it's happening. I don't know on the scale it's happening, but, I mean, have you heard about Nanjing before?
No.
In World War II, the Japanese invaded China. They've invaded China for hundreds of years, but they had so many soldiers in this city called Nanjing, and they raped literally every woman, child, and baby there. There was like hundreds of thousands of rapes. Yeah, it's rape, pillaging, and murder has been happening since humans have had the tools to do it.
Is that happening on the U.S. side ever?
Oh, probably. Most assuredly, there's going to be scumbags in there.
I know there's always the stories about women in barracks and shit that, you know, and like what was
Barrack
Breonna
bunnies.
Taylor or whatever. Barrack bunnies. Yeah, those two getting fucking passed around. Less crazy topics, I guess, on war, because war is sad, right, guys? War is sad. It's not fun. Can we agree on that?
No joke.
You know.
I don't think war's fun.
Don't do that shit. War's not
I don't think any of
cool.
us were making a joke out of it except for Zach, though, because he's a piece of shit. So.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, moving on from that, Starfield, okay? This is a game you've been talking about way before I heard anybody rooting for this game. I have been looking forward to this game since 2013 or 14 when they... Before Fallout 4, you've mentioned Starfield to me.
Yeah.
And that's
I remember when
because I didn't even know what you were talking about. I'm like, okay,
I remember they copyrighted the name in 2014, and ever since then, I was so fucking excited. And then I remember before Fallout came out, there was some leaks that was like, yeah, it's gonna be set in space, and there's gonna be ships and shit like that. And of course, it was like a leak. You're like, oh, it might not be true, but I was so fucking excited though. I just didn't think I'd have to wait almost 10 years for it, you know?
Oh my god, that's how I feel about GTA 6 right now, man.
Yeah, I know, dude. I know.
I've been waiting
At least the leaks have been good.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. So, if you've been waiting for Starfield for fucking forever. It's probably been like 10 years or something like that, 8 years, whatever it's been. Since Fallout 4, which is crazy. Have you played it?
No, I don't have the fucking super duper ultra deluxe edition, so I can't play till the 6th.
Same here.
But
what is it looking like for you? You've seen some gameplay, I'm assuming. Nothing spoilery, but what is it? What are your opinions? If you want to see more of this conversation, make sure to check out part 5 of the Tired of Regular Stupid People podcast. Drop a like on this video, comment below what you guys liked and disliked, and see you later.